Hello everybody, I hope you guys are all doing well. So I'm back today to do another requested reading, and the comment is, can you please read on the polls for Biden? Unemployment rates and energy prices continue to drop in the US. We're producing records amount of oil, and new surveys show Americans are feeling better about the economy and inflation. Why then do Biden's poll numbers remain so low? Why do so many Americans seem convinced that we're living through the second Great Depression? Are people really suffering that badly? Have they just been brainwashed by fake Fox News propaganda? Are the polls even correct? Okay, so let's see what's going on. This, my lighter. I love it. Okay, so let's first cleanse the space with a bit of eucalyptus and sage. Okay. So let's ask, why are Biden's poll numbers so low? What's going on there? Okay, so let's see. So this side is Biden, and this side is like the general public. Okay. Alright, these of cups. Let's see, Biden. Yeah, so like with Biden's energy here, like he's done the right thing. He's really putting the effort, especially with the money here, the economy. He's trying to keep control in a balance because the society is extremely divided, and he's the right person to maintain and to appeal to people, even if they're on like different spectrums. So on his side, he's doing everything okay. I don't know if everything, but most things generally, it seems like he's doing okay. The issue might be with the Seven of Swords here, like something unpredictable happening, and it could be because of his age. People don't want to live with this fear that something can happen, and maybe they don't want Kamala as a president, or they don't just want to live with this uncertainty. So I think the age can be a big issue. People don't want to feel like there's a vulnerability from the person that they trust the most to lead them. But from the side of the people here, with the Ace of Cups, I could see some type of emotional manipulation from people, for certain people that have interest. And I'm seeing, yeah, with the swords here, communication, like putting ideas into people's minds, kind of like what they did with Hillary, like all the bullshit thrown at her from the Russian propaganda to discredit her in the eyes of a public and make her seem like she's the devil. they're doing the same thing with Biden now. They're trying to attack him and to use everything for their own benefit, for their own advantage. So yes, like I'm seeing aggressive propaganda here, swords speaking up, trying to manipulate people's fears, people's emotions. So it could be a combination of these factors. Even though there is stability there, he's done a good job, but there are all these bad actors. Could be both from outside, like Russia, China, and also on the inside, different people with agendas from inside the United States, like a faction of Republicans that want power no matter what. So it's these people without scruples that poison people's minds. So from this card, I could see it like this: is this manipulation done by the likes of Fox News or various channels and propaganda outlets all over the internet and in the media. And with the Ace of Cups, like really like emotional manipulation, and this comes out repeatedly also in the previous readings that I've done. People are really manipulated emotionally by these psychopaths that want power no matter what. Like they have no scruples. It's everything just to win, just to get power. But it's also this aspect from the Biden side here. I see it as like the vulnerability, because of his age. This can discourage certain people from voting for him, or maybe they will still vote for him. It's just like they're more reluctant. They have their reservations. Yeah, so let's also ask if the polls are actually accurate. Let's see. All right. See the polls. Yeah, I think they're accurate. I'm not seeing anything suspicious. It's just, yeah, the people have a lot of doubts, a lot of disappointments. They think that it could be better. So kind of like it's like compromise. So it's more like their heart is not there. A lot of them wouldn't vote for Biden. They just do because they don't want Trump. So just a lot of disappointment and the compromise energy. And on this side with the polls, if they're accurate, yeah, it's pretty solid here. So in this card, I'm seeing just a lot of like heaviness, disappointment, demoralization. And demoralization reminds me of an interview I've seen with a former KGB agent, Yuri, I don't remember his name exactly, when he said that one stage of the Soviet Union's plan to defeat United States was the demoralization of the public, of the society. And even if they didn't achieve that many years ago, when they were still existing as a Soviet Union, Putin took over and is continuing this war. Okay, so I found the interview. I'm going to link it below in the description in case you guys want to see it. And there's also a site called Big Think. So this guy His name is Yuri Alexandrovich Bezmenov. There was an interview in 1984, and he said that Russia had a long-term goal of ideologically subverting the US, and he described the process as a great brainwashing that has 4 stages. And the first stage, it's called demoralization. So this guy claimed to know the details of a Soviet plan to undermine the US, and not on the battlefield, but in the psyche of the American public. His most chilling point was that there's a long-term plan put in play by Russia to defeat America through psychological warfare and demoralization. He said that most of the work, 85% of it, was a slow process, which we call either ideological subversion, active measures, or psychological warfare. So he explained that the most striking thing about ideological subversion is that it happens in the open as a legitimate process. You can see it with your own eyes. So here's how he defined this ideological subversion. So he says that what it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite the abundance of information, no one is able to come to a sensible conclusion in the interest of defending themselves. So he talks about people who are contaminated with certain ideas and ideologies. He said that they are programmed to think and react to certain stimuli in a certain pattern. You cannot change their mind even if you expose them to authentic information. Even if you prove them that white is white and black is black, you cannot change their basic perception and the logic of behavior. He said that demoralization is a process that is irreversible. Now I'm quoting Bezmenov. He says, as I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to access true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him a concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he receives a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boot crashes his balls, then he will understand, but not before that. And that's the tragedy of the situation of demoralization. So once demoralization is completed, the second stage of ideological brainwashing is destabilization. He said that this can take for about 2 years. And what matters is the targeting of the essential structural elements of a nation: the economy, foreign relations, and defense system. So the subverter, or Russia, would look to destabilize every one of those areas in the United States, weakening it. The third stage, he said, would be crisis. It would take only up to 6 weeks to send a country into crisis. This would bring a violent change of power, structure, and economy. And this will be followed by the last stage of called the stage of normalization. That's when the country is basically taken over, living under a new ideology and reality. This is what will happen to America unless it gets rid of people who will bring it into a crisis. So even if the Soviet Union fell, Putin came and he took over and continued the plan with the same steps, and we're seeing it today, and we're also seeing it in the cards actually. So the result of the polls can be caused by this demoralization process that is going on within our societies. So if we're not fighting back against these monsters, we're going to be in bigger trouble. I mean, we're in trouble already, but it can get to this point where it's irreversible. Yeah. Okay, so this was the reading for today about Biden and the poll numbers. If you guys have any other suggestions, let me know. Thank you for your support. I appreciate all of you. Hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.